Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain.
Hello and welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing today? Out there in the world of YouTube. Is everybody having a great day, a great start to your week? It is, Monday, the 14th of July. I can't believe I said June yesterday. I was half asleep or something. My brain was not working yesterday. I didn't even turn on the comments yesterday. I just realized on the screen. So if you were here yesterday, I don't know. I was just like all over the place, I feel like. But everyone said I was good. I was good. So that's good. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. And I want to just take a second and thank you guys for being here. It does mean a lot. Without you guys being here, I wouldn't be a channel right now. So I got a dog getting comfortable on the chair back there. I got a dog asleep back here. We're good to go. We're ready to go. I don't know where the cat is. He's probably getting into something. Oh, actually, I know where he is. He's in the pillows on the bed. And I think it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. So hello, everyone. Hey, Reba. Hey, Cuffview. Hey, Ashley. Welcome in. Hey, Catherine. Hey, G. That's a good name. I love that name. I love it. That's such a good name to have because then you could just, it's just so much easier than having to spell out a full big name, like TitaniumBuilt. Who did that? Hey, Catherine. Hey, Kathleen. Hey, Petunia. Hey, Dexterdy. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Willows. Oh, I hope you're feeling better. You woke up, thought it was Tuesday. Hey, that's fine, Hey, Barry. If you're living the life where, you don't really count the days, then that's a good life, I feel like I live that life. I'm like, what day is it today? Is it the weekend yet? I know it's the weekend because Vincent's home. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. But we are going to talk about Idaho 4 today. Before I get into that, I am putting together a documentary on this case. It's going to be out and it's going to take me a little while to do it. that I've been wanting to do a documentary on this particular on the Idaho 4 case since really since it happened. Like a couple months after it happened. But I wanted to wait till it's like the conclusion of it before I did it. But we do have James Patterson's new book came out today. I hope I get it. I should be getting it today. If not, I'll make sure I get it this week and we'll go over it. And if you want to become a member of our channel, I will drop the link in the chat for you guys. I usually put in little things and I forgot. So like I even pinned the wrong comment yesterday. I was like, man, you're all over the place. So we'll do this real quick and then we'll get right into today's live. I got a lot of stuff to show you guys, actually. Put a 1 in the chat if you watched the Peacock documentary. The one that was an hour and a half long. It was like an hour and 27 minutes long. Hey, Mariska. Welcome in. Hey, Jackie. See, Jackie has the longest name, I think, out here. Maybe except for Aries. Aries may have you beat. Aries may have you beat. Okay, let me put this in the chat. Oh, where did I go? I got so many tabs. Just finished watching it. Kathleen knew the assignment and she was like, I'm going to go watch it. I got one more thing to put in the chat and then we'll get started. So I'm going to put the link for the memberships in the chat. If you'd like to become a member of our channel, we would love to have you become a member. It really does help the channel grow and it would really help me out. If you're already a member of our channel and you would like to gift out memberships, that's always a great option as well. So last, I want to just let you know about my Patreon. I finally got one set up. You know, hey, we're going places over here. And I do have the new documentary, the 4-part series. I'm going to put the 4th part. I forgot to do that this morning. The 4th part, I'm going to put that out today. So I'll make sure that I get that out for you guys. There's the Patreon link, and I'll put that in through the chat, through the live if I remember. If I remember to do it. But I will. I'm going to replace the pin message now. Also, I forgot one more thing, you know, because I'm just full of stuff. I am going to go live on my second channel tomorrow. It's Unfiltered with Tanya. If you're not familiar with that channel, it's just where we can go and it's more of like a live vlogging channel, but it's more of like where we can go and just kind of say whatever we want to say, not say it on over here. You know what I mean? Because this is our true crime channel. We just go over there and we talk and we just hang out. So if that's something that you think that you'd be interested in doing, I'm going to put this is a second channel, but it's Unfiltered with Tanya, and I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started now. I watched the Peacock. It looks like most of you guys did too. So I don't think anybody said no, actually. So that's good. I don't think so anyway. But the new Peacock documentary that came out, I kind of was a little disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I had everything ready. Like I'm in here with my Canvas spreadsheet and I'm like doing my thing, you know, and I'm like, I'm going to talk to you while I do something really quick. But I was like, I'm going to be, you know, prepared and I'm going to be ready to do this. I'm just turning on a light really quick back here. I just realized it was out and that would bother me. I don't know why I turned my camera off. I really didn't need to. I mean, I'm dressed and I've got the cutest shorts on. So I really wasn't impressed, but I don't know, the Amazon Prime one, I've heard bits and pieces of that one. That one seems a lot better. Like it just seems like I don't know. It seems like it was just the people that were in it. There was new stuff. We were hearing new things in that one. So in this one, it really wasn't like a whole lot of new stuff. They kind of were just regurgitating things that we already kind of knew, right? Hey, Dion. Hey, Ray. You did make a live. How have you been? It's been forever. How have you been? It's good to see you. Yeah, Ashley, the Amazon one is Prime. The Prime one is amazing. Yeah, me too. So I know why I think the documentary wasn't as good. So there's 2 documentaries that came out in the Idaho 4 case that we really hit hard on. And it was the Idaho Killings, which is like an ABC podcast, and then the Idaho Massacre, which is like Stephanie Lydecker and I forget the other person's name. and I forget what like company they work for, but the Peacock one was the Idaho massacre, and that podcast wasn't as good. That's the one we had just finished. But the Idaho killings one is really good. It had like new information in it and stuff like that. So I think it's like it's the same thing with the podcast. It's crazy. Thank you for becoming a member, Mariska. I really appreciate that. Welcome on in. Oh, Prime had me crying too within 2 seconds. I sat down to record the video for you guys, and I was going to get up and do some things, but it got my attention. And then as soon as Ethan's mom started talking about the twins and how she got pregnant and how they found out that they were having triplets. I don't know, I said twins, triplets. And it was just like an amazing story, right? It was very, very sweet. My second channel name is Unfiltered with Tanya. I'll put the link in the chat. There you go. Okay, so I did take notes. Like I said, I put out, like I did the students, because I thought that they would talk about Xana, Ethan, like Kaylee and Maddie, like different times, because that's usually how the documentaries kind of did go. So I had like the friends speak out, I have like the investigation, and then I have like Bryan Kohberger. They literally, this happens in every case that I've ever covered, really. And I don't want it to happen in this one. So when you go from like to the conviction side, like of things, like where you got the suspect and he's being convicted, it seems like there's just like a shift to where more people talk about the killer than they do the victims. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like the victims almost fade into the background, and then you got like everybody talking about this killer, right? And I don't like that. I hate that. So that's what this podcast, or this documentary kind of did. Like, there's a lot of notes for Bryan, but there's no, you'll see it. You'll see it. I don't even think they showed Ethan. Let me know in the chat if you saw that they even showed Ethan. I don't think that they did. I don't think they did in the whole podcast, or the whole, I keep saying podcast, but I mean video, or documentary. So the Peacock documentary, The Friends Speak Out, it starts off with the 911 call and them finding the victims. Their friends come out to talk about the case. I thought they were going to like talk about a lot of details, like give us something. But they talk about how much they loved that house, like the victims and them, like the whole friend group, they just loved that house. It was big. Maddie, I guess, called it the Barbie house. And I told you, if I was in college, I would have loved to live in that house. Maddie's boyfriend was the one to tell the girls. And that was their best girlfriend. So they had like 4 girls sitting at a table, and it seemed like they were more Maddie and Xana's friends than like Kaylee's, it seemed like. But that's just what I took from it. But the friends were so scared that they would stay together after the killings, because they didn't know who had killed their friends. They talk about the slider always being unlocked. So it was just always unlocked. So that tells me, remember in the beginning of the case that there was that picture of the chairs in the window? And I was like, no, like normally you wouldn't do that if you're like an investigator, because that's like tampering and messing with the scene. But I can see now if they took the lock, like the door handle off, and maybe it was sliding and they had to do that, and they didn't have like a broomstick, because that's what I would have used, was a broomstick. So it tells me that the investigators did put those chairs there, and it wasn't the girls, right? Because they never locked their door. And that was a question I always had. So I think I got an answer for that, maybe. But they go into details about the crime, but just like stuff that we've already known. And were the others a collateral damage? They were asked that, was he just trying to get one victim and then the other ones were collateral? But they did all get tattoos for Maddie, and one for Maddie and Xana that I saw. So then the night of, they talk about like stuff that's already in the PCA. Like I could read you the PCA and that would be the documentary. But they talk about the car circling the residence and how the car left the scene. They talk about the crime, but nothing that wasn't in the PCA. I put the morning after. The friends did call over multiple people that morning, and they went over the 911 call and stuff. I didn't put that in here, but it was all stuff that we had already heard. Don't worry, I got better stuff coming. But the investigation, they go over the timeline. They talk about how they found the car. It was a WSU officer that was patrolling, and he saw it. There's no connection between Bryan and the victims. And so I thought, so how would he know them or the house? Like, oh, I forgot to put an S in house. Whoops. So yeah, that's the question I have now. Like, if there's zero connection, if we get these documents and we read through all of this stuff and there is no connection between Bryan and the girls in that house, I'll be shocked. I mean, like, you just picked a random house on a random night, and you decided to go to the third floor. You know what I mean? Like, it was too calculated. It was too, he was too prepared for this to not be targeted in some way. But only direct evidence was the touch DNA on the button snap. They talk about the IgG and how they built out the family tree, and it contained Kohberger's great-great-grandparents, and they went backwards from there to get to him. They talk about his 2 traffic stops. I guess he was tailgating in both pullovers. For some reason, I thought in one pullover he was speeding, and one pullover he was tailgating, but I guess he was tailgating in both of them, according to this documentary. And the FBI was also following him across country. They watched him put his trash into the neighbors' trash cans. They were trying to get a hit for the DNA on the button snap instead of getting Bryan's. They got his father, Michael's. They talk about the arrest where Bryan was putting his garbage in baggies. They did talk about how he had OCDs, and I'm gonna say not the baggies part, like, that's just ridiculous. Like, he was definitely trying to hide his DNA, but the gloves, I can totally relate. I can relate to that on like 1,000%. I use latex gloves every single day to clean my kitchen. I like, it's like a hotel around here. It's weird how I clean, but I do use gloves a lot. And every time I put them on, I think of Bryan Kohberger too. I probably always will. But I guess that they were actually, when they were at the house, they weren't actually latex gloves. They were more of the like gloves that you would wear for dishes. So that's even worse, right? So a person that has OCDs is going to put on gloves. They must have been his gloves. He must have went and bought some at the store, because there is no way in hell and heaven that he would put on his mama's gloves, right? That she does her like dishes. I don't know, to do his trash. I don't know. I just don't see him doing that. That's just weird. Like, that's gross. But they talk about the arrest where Bryan was putting his garbage in baggies. They talk about the lack of DNA in his car. The university president decided to demo the house. The people in the documentary were a little upset about that, and I understand, I guess. It was actually Joseph Scott Morgan was on there. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't care for the documentary, but I do like his voice. It's very soothing. So Bryan Kohberger, one of his students, came forward, but she didn't want to be seen on camera. Like, she was like, had her back turned. She did not want to be seen. She said the first day of class, he had sunken eyes and she got a weird vibe from him. They talked about his upbringing, his background. It was pretty normal that we know of. He was bullied in high school. He was 125 pounds overweight. Couldn't imagine that, you know. They talk about his visual snow and how he started talking about it on Tapatalk when he was around 15. The dude does not have visual snow. I'm going to say it right now, and I'm going to say it with my whole chest. He would have brought that up in court. That would have been part of him, like with the autism. They would have done the visual snow. It would have been all of his diagnoses he had. It would have been in there if he had it. It doesn't go away. When you have it, you have it. So I'm saying he's a big fat liar. And I like calling people out. It's like one of my favorite things. I know when people are lying. I should be like a human lie detector. Yes, Mariska. I'm weird about stuff. Like, I don't, when I even bag my groceries, I used to work at Kroger when I was 19, and you should see me bag up stuff. I'll have it all like separate and stuff. I mean, I have it looking nice though. Junior year of high school, he started the diet and lost all of the weight. His friend said he became more angry after the weight loss. Bryan, again, he turned to heroin after the weight loss. It was right after he graduated, I guess. So that's what they were saying. At one point, he steals his sister's cell phone. His dad had him arrested and he went to rehab. But see, that's weird that they said that, because one person said he turned to heroin after he graduated, right? But I thought he stole the cell phone. Was he 16 or 19? I can't remember now. If he was 16, that wouldn't make sense. Let me know in the chat if you guys remember how old he was when he stole his sister's cell phone. I forget. I should dress up as Bryan Kohberger for her Halloween. I'm just kidding. Yes, me too, Ashley. Yeah, meat with meat cans. Yeah, yeah, people that no, not me. I have my own bags and everything. I'm weird. They had like the big. I'm sorry to talk about the same part of the case, but they were like, they were huge little bags, and they have not broke, or I've never had any problems with them, and they were $1 at Target, when Target used to actually have their decent $1 to $5 section. Now it's like a freaking junkyard in there. So he then gets his bachelor's and master's and was on his way to a PhD. So it's weird. Like, I mean, he went to rehab. I guess he did his time in rehab. He got off the sauce, went to school. They talk about the traffic stop, and that is how they got his phone records and showed that he had been in the area multiple times. Now, this was new that I heard. The phone revealed that he was within 100 meters of the King Road residence. What's 100 meters? That's like Olympic-sized pool, right? Okay. 300. Wait, hold on. This isn't in feet. So 100 meters, 328 feet. How far is 100 meters to walk? Well, that didn't give me an answer. Oh, okay, that's a video, damn it. I'm trying to see if I want a visual, you know what I mean? 328 feet, yeah. So that's not far. That's right up in your space. That's pretty close. I need to do some measurements. I actually need to do another experiment too. I want to do I want to get some tape and put it down in this room to see how big his gel cell will be, because I think it's 10. Oh, they said a 10 by 12 cell. So we're going to do experiments. So they talk about, this is Bryan still, continued Bryan, of course. And hey, Avery, thank you for answering my question. They talk about him following one of his students back to her car, and she said she was creeped out and reported him. Bryan might not have been an incel or whatever if people don't think that he was. But the dude had some problems with the ladies. If this is, I mean, we've heard a lot. If it's true, you know what I mean? Which to me, I tend to think that it's true, because it's not a ton of people coming out and saying a ton of things. It's just a few people saying this is what happened. This is my story. I think, and it's not like they're putting in a bunch of details to where you could tell it's like a lie, or you know what I mean? They're just telling what their experience was with Kohberger. And I thought I heard somebody say that the girl that he had a crush on in high school named Maddie. Does anyone know that? I need to look into that. I get ADHD brain when I start to do a live and I have 50,000 tabs open. I don't have that one though. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just looking into that. You could see all in that house. You could see the second floor. If Dylan had her light on, you could see right through it. If she didn't have a curtain hanging, you know what I mean? Something hanging. And then you could see the third, all the way. You could even see if you were in the front, if you just walked down that, down the hill, like you were going to the apartments, a lot of students walking around there. So it wouldn't be a big deal if they saw him. They would think he was just probably another student, right? Yeah. What's the visual? I saw that you were putting this in like visuals for us. Is the link of a commercial airplane. Okay. That's close. Ooh, I'm visual. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like big items. Like look like in a small area. Do you know what I mean? Like putting a big. Okay, in my head that freaks me out a little bit because I'm like, I'm looking at thinking of my backyard. And I'm thinking of the plane just sitting there. Oh, no work today, Chris. Hey, Micro. Okay, so the women at WSU trigger Kohberger to commit the murders, or could. I'm sorry. This is just a question I had. Could the women at WSU trigger Kohberger to commit the murders? They talk about the date that Bryan went on, that they played the video. So remember the date that he went on with the girl with the red hair? I forget her name. They talk about that, but they only just play the video of her that she put out. Like it wasn't like a new video. She didn't come out and say anything. Like it's not like she came out and told her story again, which would have been better. That would have been awesome. But she probably just doesn't want anything to do with it. That's what I'm assuming because she's never talked about it that I know of, other than like her putting out that one, TikTok, and that was like it. So when he was at the sales, that is when he would go to that bar, and he would try to pick up women, and he called one of the women a bitch. That was the bar that they had like this on their like signboard in the back, like where you could put like if you're changing schedules or something, or you need a shift covered, they put his name on there and was like, or his description or whatever, and was like, look out for this brother. You know what I mean? He's the creepy guy at the bar. Like that's what he is. So Xana Kernodle, let's see what they said about Xana. They showed a video of her at the house for like 4 seconds, and that was it. Did anyone else see anything about Xana? I didn't see anything. I watched it. I listened to it real good. Sat here the whole time. Didn't hear nothing. Maddie. I heard that this is all I heard. Knife sheath was found in Maddie's room, and that is how they knew. They knew that he went to her room first. I thought they know. Well, no, that makes sense. They know that he went to her room first. Look at that, Kenna. Oh, Titan Forever. I appreciate that so very much. Pew PJ. I needed that. Hey, oopsie. Y'all are wrong. Y'all are wild now. Y'all are wild now. You should see my thumbnail for tomorrow for my other channel. It's on my other channel. It's about grifting. We're going to talk about grifting tomorrow. My dog is snoring loud. So Kaylee Gonzalez, they said that Kaylee's wounds were much worse than Maddie's. They had to wait 7 hours. So Steve Jr. said that they were watching a football game when their cousin called and said something really bad happened to Kaylee. And that's all that they knew. I could not imagine being a mom or a dad or a brother or sister, any family member, any friend, getting a phone call from your cousin. So it's true. Like you can believe it. It's your cousin, right? And they're like, something's wrong with Kaylee. Like she's like really, really hurt. And that's all you know. So they're probably calling hospitals, morgues. I don't know. They're probably calling everywhere. But they had to wait 7 hours before the cop showed up to tell them. About Maddie too. They told him about Maddie when they came to tell him about Kaylee. They said, was Maddie one of the victims? And they said yes. But they had to wait 7 hours. 7 stinking hours. You know what my mind would be everywhere. I'd be on the Facebook. I'd be on the Instagram. I'd be everywhere. I'd be looking for stuff. I would. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Otto. Hey, Otto. You made a live. You don't have to be in the comments. You can always comment after though for the algorithm. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button. Actually, I think I forgot to ask you to do that. I've been forgetting lately. And don't wild out in here today because I don't got any mods. It looks like so. Just kidding. I know you guys don't. I know you don't. You guys are the best. Okay, so then the Peacock documentary, Ethan Chapin, right? Nothing. I didn't even see a picture. I maybe I was not watching the same documentary as everyone else, but I did not see them put anything about Ethan on there at all. This documentary is like all about, I feel like all about Bryan, like, and the crime, but they would talk about them like in a way, but like there was no pictures, there was no like dedication, there was no, I don't know, there just wasn't any of that. I didn't see any of that. Ashley, while in the account, you always do. Right, Catherine? Like, well, yeah, that's what I would be doing. And I think that's what Maddie's mom did, right? Yeah, yeah, because Maddie's mom was on her way down there to get answers when Kaylee's parents found out about everything. And Christy said she knew she couldn't call and tell Maddie's mom, of course, because Maddie's mom was driving. You can't tell her that her daughter is dead while she's driving. Do you know what I mean? So she wanted her to get to Moscow where she was like parked, where it was more, just where she was okay. I think she did call her, maybe. Maybe I don't remember for sure, but I think she did call her and said, just call me when you get to Moscow. Hey, Seymour. Hey, levitating elephant. We're going to go over that. Yeah, we're going to go over that one next. So I have three of the fours on my Patreon. I'm going to put the fourth one up today, and then we're going to do one an evening. I heard someone say that was stupid to do that way, and you should do all in one night. But I don't think that people have time to watch, if they haven't yet, 4 hours worth of content. Do you know what I mean? So we'll do it an hour at a time. So then Olivia comes in. So Olivia, Chronicles of Olivia, is a creator on this platform. She hooked up with the one and only Bullhorn Betty, and they went to Moscow together. So they showcase Olivia, and they really, I don't know, make her out to be like something. I feel like that she's not. I don't know. So she talks about how she interviewed the Gonzalez family. Remember the interview they did? It was like 30, 40 minutes long. And it was with Betty and Olivia. And Betty actually was being decent for once. She talks about how she formed a friendship with Steven. I forgot to put that in there. Steve Jr., AKA they were or they are dating. She said a friendship. I'm just like, girl, you lying. You're dating him. I put it twice. She went to Bryan's apartment after his arrest. She went to the house when it was torn down. She went to the house before it was torn down. She said that she would be at the trial every single day. They must have broke up because she was not at the plea hearing, and I would think she would be there. Well, I would think she'd be there anyway, just to film it, like do her thing, But she didn't. At the end, Olivia asked Steve Jr. So at the end of the podcast, it's like one of the last things that they say. It was so freaking sad. She asks Steve. So Olivia asked Steve Jr. if there's any concerns that he has about the upcoming trial. And he said the only thing that he has like a problem with or he's worried about is if the prosecution gives the defendant a plea deal. That's what he said. And that's what happened. I was like, oh my good God, that made me feel so bad for him. I felt my heart went out to him when I heard that. My heart really did. That was probably the saddest part of the whole damn like documentary was the end. They're engaged. I heard they broke up. So I don't know. Hey, Nanya. Catherine, because she's done so much crap in the true crime community that you can't come back from. She brought Kim out here. Freaking Idaho 4, Kim. Saying that everyone was beheaded and shit. Like, people, and then people just move on. I don't do dumb shit like that. I just don't. I'm like, I don't know. I just don't, because I don't need to be deleting videos and acting like I'm, you know what I mean? Like, what did I do on that one? What did I do on this one? I act like a fool on each live. So they're all the same. So what was the motive? So they had questions kind of at the end, and it was only 2. I was like, oh, this is going to be like a bunch. So it was, what was the motivation? What made him commit this crime? Which that's the question that we all have. Well, probably We probably won't even get an answer if he did a tell-all book. I think he'd keep them to himself. I think he's going to keep something to himself, like a lot of things where he can just dish out a little by little, like Ted Bundy, like so he can get so many interviews. If he didn't get caught, would these be his only victims? Now, that's a question I would have for him. Were you planning on just being a one-person killer and you turn into a mass murderer? Or were you like, I only wanted to kill one person, but I killed 4. So yeah, let's just start doing this all the time. And those are questions. So what is the evidence? His car that matches the car coming, I forgot to fix that, and going from the house that night. I was in a hurry. You have his cell phone, which pings in the general area in the weeks and months leading up to the killings. You have his DNA on the knife sheath, his Amazon purchase history where he bought the K-bar knife, sheath, and sharpener. And then you have the eyewitness, which is Dylan, and he fits the description of what she said. So that was the documentary, pretty much in a nutshell. And I'm going to read through this really quick, and then we're going to watch this interview that came out with Ethan Chapin's parents today. It came out, today. So, and then I have another interview, and I have another interview with that talks about the Idaho 4 and American Tragedy, the book. It looks really good too. It has my man Michael Strahan in it. So I'm gonna fix this. I usually do. I've been like fixing the screen lately. Let me know if you like it like this better. I don't know. This screen looks so small to me. I don't know why it does. Yeah, why does the screen look so damn small? That's weird. I don't know. It looks really small. So on November 13th, 2022, 4 students at the University of Idaho were brutally stabbed to death in an off-campus residence. Flash forward to July 2nd, 2025, when Bryan Kohberger, the main suspect in the case that shook the nation, pleads guilty on all counts of the murders. As Kohberger awaits trial in August, the Idaho student murders is the current #1 title on Peacock. Takes a deep dive into the intricacies of the investigation while also giving loved ones of the victims space to grieve and tell their stories. I didn't think that they did that. So it's going to tell you, do you want to stream it or skip it? I would say if it was me, I would watch it, because if you don't know the case like entirely in its entirety, it's a good refresher for that. If you've never read over the PCA, it pretty much has all the stuff from the PCA in it. I don't know. I've always wanted to watch them all anyway, so I would watch it. But the gist is, I'm going to read this so that way you have another little like understanding of what happened in the documentary. But the documentary starts with a 911 call from a terrified young woman saying with a shaky, high-pitched voice, "Something happened in our house. We don't know what." As her and another student stay on the call with the dispatcher, we learn that one of the victims has stopped breathing. Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Coronado, Madison Mogan, and Ethan Chapin, all bright young college students whose lives were cut short by an unknown assailant. For the most part, the beginning chunk of the film is dedicated to our friends of the victims tearfully sharing fond memories of their late friends and recalling their reactions to the dreadful ones. I think this is the prime one they're talking about. According to the heartbreaking accounts of their loved ones, all the victims were all kind, caring people who were popular among the University of Idaho student body. Who could have had anything against them? Oh, no, it's, I guess, the question that retired FBI agent, don't even want to say her name, JC, we'll call her, homicide prosecutor Jarrett, I don't know how to say his last name, Ferrantino, and other true crime experts attempt to answer in their investigation of the case. Well, this is the right one, but I'm surprised like they had Jennifer Kaufendorfer in it. I would not trust anything she says. I just wouldn't. I just don't trust anything that woman says. Hey, Aries, I don't know if I said hey to you. Oh, I don't care about her. She's nuts on her own, She crazy. Well, we don't care about her over here. We really don't. She's tanking herself, and we can all appreciate that. In terms of leads, the police don't have much, just footage of one particular car circling the victim's residence and a knife sheath left on the scene. The investigators soon connect these pieces of evidence to Kohberger, a teacher's assistant, in the criminology department of Washington State University. As a suspect, Kohberger is not implausible. He fits a witness's description. He has a notable history of mental illness, and his status as a graduate student in criminal justice could have given him knowledge on how to get away with committing this sort of crime. On the other hand, Kohberger has no prior history of violence, no connection to the victims themselves, and no concrete evidence pinning him to the scene on that fateful night, other than the knife sheath. The investigators pieced together the case with an underlying sense of uncertainty, constructing a detailed profile of their main suspect while constantly doubting if he is even the man they're looking for. I guess that's all of it. Wait, what? Oh, no, it's down here. Sorry, take. Okay. It says, what movies will it remind you of? Okay, so we don't need to read all that. Our take. It is not at all uncommon for true crime documentaries to feel a bit exploitive in regards to the victims of the grisly murders they cover. We've seen it before. Forensic experts go into gratuitous detail about exactly how the victims were slashed and how much of their blood covered the walls of the crime scene. The docs then proceed to gloss over the lives of the victims and how their deaths affect the people around them because they would ruin all the fun. Thankfully, the Idaho student murders doesn't take this route. Instead of jumping into the excitement or the gory murder investigation immediately, the film spends the first 30-ish minutes of its runtime making sure that its viewers see the victims as real people. I didn't get that. I didn't see that. Where was that? We must have missed that. With gut-wrenching accounts from friends and family, we learn about the victims' lives, their likes and their dislikes. No, we didn't. They must be like confusing, like getting like them, like I feel like they're writing this, and it's like they're merging the two documentaries or something. Because in the one on Prime is the one that had their friends, other than the 4 girls, and those 4 girls barely said anything in the Peacock one. So, sorry, that bothers me. So in the light of how recently the tragedy occurred, the doc itself sets itself apart by honoring and respecting the victims of the incident while never losing its gripping true crime charm. It is plausible for a documentary like this to have you on the edge of your seat, even if you've heard of the news of Kohberger's guilty plea. In my opinion, absolutely, the constant back and forth of the investigation, how each new piece of evidence brought to light gets you to wonder what truly happened. Even if you already know, the experts do their due diligence while explaining the case, making sure to mention the numerous points, how shaky the connection truly is between Kohberger and the incident, and how wrongfully convicting someone so young of a murder would be unforgivable on part of the police force. While diving into Kohberger's history of misogamy, the film also brings an interesting discussion to the table about how incel culture cultivates violence towards women, especially since Coffindaffer classifies this case as a femicide. She does say that. She's not working this case. She doesn't work cases. So, yeah, her opinion is like mine. Mine actually might even be more. She might have more job training, but I may have more book smart because I don't know what degree she's got, or if any. If Kohberger past habits of being pushy on dates and following his female students to their car is any indication, it's likely that he, like many incels, felt entitled to the attention of pretty girls like the ones he allegedly killed and was driven to violence when he didn't receive it. Let's just hope this important conversation about women's safety continues after Kohberger is brought to court in August. Not anymore, Betty. Not anymore. We're not going to court. Let me fix myself. I'm going to pull up another thing. I can't either, CJK. I really just... Did you know... I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it because it's just crazy. Do you know how much she charges to go on someone's podcast? $1,000. Thanks, Kenna. I appreciate that. Yeah, everyone over here doesn't know her because we're awesome. I mean, the people that do know her, super awesome too. But you know what I mean? Like most people, they're just like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, I love that for us. Well, oh man, I don't know if I asked you guys about this. But I'll talk to you guys about it tomorrow. Let me write it down so I don't forget. Okay, do not get up from this desk without looking at this paper. Okay, we're gonna go over and we're gonna listen to Ethan Chapin's parents here. They look so good. I mean, he looks really handsome. She looks beautiful. they did. I mean, they did well, like on the makeup and like making them look really, nice. They don't need it. They always do look nice, but I love her top. I think it's very pretty on her. It's just super pretty. So this is an exclusive interview. It says Idaho murder victim Ethan Chapin's parents speak out, and it's about the Kohberger surprise plea deal. They talk about this is chilling confession, but it's not really a confession. It was just the judge reading off the things and him saying, yeah, pretty much. So I don't know where they really got that, but okay. Let's watch this. If you guys don't mind, or if you're new to the channel, my name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. Thank you for being here. If you're watching on a replay, put something in the comment section below. Let me know that you're here. If this part of the video is like out, right? If you're like, oh, this is weird, and jump to something else, that's because they copyrighted this. I don't know if they will. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I will pause it for commentary, and I will put the link in the chat for everybody that wants to go watch it. And I love this picture of Ethan. It's one of my favorites.
This morning, more than 2 years after the murder of their son Ethan, Stacy and Jim Chapin tell us in an exclusive interview they finally have closure.
When you heard that this plea deal was going to go through, what was your reaction?
If I could physically do a handstand at that time, I'd probably do one, because I am so ready for it to be done.
Ethan Chapin, along with his girlfriend Xana Kernodle and her housemates Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan, all University of Idaho students, were brutally stabbed to death in November 2022 by Bryan Kohberger. Earlier this month, the former criminology student pled guilty to the murders in a plea deal that took the death penalty off the table. He's now expected to spend life in prison without parole.
I think our initial response was like an eye for an eye. But then we've spent a ton of time talking about it with prosecutors. And for us, we always felt like this was a better deal. I mean, he gets put away and there's no appeal system to it. And there were so many kids, including our own, that had been subpoenaed that no longer have this hanging over their heads. I mean, we just all get to go live our life.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes like way more sense to me now. You know what I mean? Because first the Chapins were like, nope, we're not going to the trial. We're not giving them that. And then she did an interview recently and she was like, yeah, we're going to go to the trial. And I'm assuming it's because their kids were subpoenaed. And she probably said, well, if my kids are going to be there on the stand, I'm going to be there in court to support them, right? And now she doesn't have to deal with her kids being brought up and being put through that. You know what I mean? Just dreading of like this is 2.5 years you got to think about, right? Like they're trying to build their new life and kind of like move forward. And I think that's I understand why they wanted the plea deal now, because they didn't want to put their kids on the stand. I can understand that.
There are some family members who feel like this plea deal now means that Bryan Kohberger won't face the highest form of punishment. Everybody's entitled to grieve and feel how they want. Yeah, it's just not how we feel.
He's going to get what's coming to him. I really don't care what happens to the guy. He's off the streets and he can't hurt any more kids.
And that's the most important
thing. The most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
At the plea hearing, the Chapins saw their son's killer in person for the first time.
Yes. It was cold and calculated and weirdly like an automated phone message.
Yes.
I mean, it was just like you expected some, I don't know,
there's just nothing.
Remorse, emotion, something, and there was zero.
Did you kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being?
Yes.
Did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought?
Yes.
When they have to read through the charges, it was like, oh, here we go. I had to take a little. That one was tough.
That's tough to listen to. That.
Ethan's family says their focus now is honoring the amazing person that he was. His parents, and for the first time, his triplet siblings, Maisie and Hunter, sharing their story in a new Prime Video documentary about the murders.
I was so scared to go to bed. It was just silence. Because such a big member of our family just wasn't there anymore.
What do you hope people take away from the documentary? What great kids they were.
Yeah.
We made a decision as a family that we would tell our version of Ethan's story one time. He was an amazing kid, and it's reflected in that.
The Chapins also started a foundation, Ethan Smile, to spread his joy, so far providing more than $100,000 in scholarships to nearly 90 students. The family finding ways to feel Ethan's presence
We put Ethan's ashes into it.
and make sure he's never forgotten.
We all went and got tattoos. This was him, a note he wrote, like, I don't know, he probably was in the 4th grade.
Every morning, they talk to him.
You tell him what's going on in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I miss you, dude.
Yeah.
oh man.
But that's how I start my day every day.
Big and small ways to
Oh, look
honor
at that.
Ethan's memory.
I have him where I need him, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul.
My goodness, those parents there.
That's heartbreaking. That's really heartbreaking. They were such a happy unit, you know? I would love to be in that family for a day. Just like they probably had, I mean, they always look like they had fun, and it's just
Clearly special
sad.
people,
It's just so
Liz.
sad.
Liz, any idea?
It seemed like they lived in bliss. You know what I mean? Like they both had really good jobs. Well, I think she had quit her job to be a stay-at-home mom, but you know, they had 2 homes. They had 3 beautiful children. They were able enough to afford to send all 3 of them. Think about that, to college. Like that's expensive, you know? And they were just like, probably just, you know, living this just really nice existence. And then Bryan Kohberger comes in. Just, I mean, he's scary looking. I don't care what anyone says. When his eyes are bulging out and he's looking at you, he looks like the freaking devil.
They're planning to attend the sentencing next week as well.
Yeah, you know, the Chapins say they're not going to be there. At
Oh,
this hearing,
shit.
families of the victims will have the opportunity to address Kohberger directly and read impact statements. But the Chapins say they have nothing to say and they don't want to waste any more energy on him. Instead, they plan to celebrate Ethan that day and go out on their
Oh.
boat and the lake that he loved, guys.
Perfect way to honor him. Perfect. You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. I just hope they don't regret it. You know what I mean? I had to do a victim's impact statement. When I was in my accident, he was charged with 4 counts of felony vehicular assault. And so the state picked it up. I didn't do that. The state did that. And I had to do a victim's impact statement, and it was scary. Like it was really scary. And like this guy was like somebody that I had considered almost a friend, and like I still was trying to get along with him, and it was scary. And it was scary for me. Like I couldn't imagine it being like this, right? Because Steve said he's not going. And now the Chapins aren't going. Is anybody, oh my God, what that would be a good message. That would be the ultimate freaking message, because I feel like in my mind, Bryan is going to savor those damn victim impact statements, and he's going to keep them in his little head, and he's going to go back to them when he needs to. And he's, you know, going to think about it. If they all didn't show up, it would show that he's a freaking loser that nobody cares about. Ain't nobody got time for you. We just want the evidence. I think none of them should show up. Not a one of them. Not one. Do a press conference outside on the court steps. All the family members, if they need it, if they want to say something, say it there where it's on TV, you know what I mean, or something, but don't say it to Bryan directly. I wouldn't. And you know that, you know, the news, they'd show up. If Steve Gonzalez called Fox, Court TV, News Nation, you know the channels he's been on, he's been with for a long time, 2.5 years. If he called them and he said, hey, I want to do a press conference, this is what's happening, they'd all show up. I really think that they should. I wish I could get a hold of the other family members and be like, don't go. Don't do it. I mean, really, like, I think Bryan would be shocked. I think we would actually see a reaction out of him. He may even get mad. Like I mean, I would do it. But I understand if people need to do the victim impact statements. I totally agree. I mean, it's totally, understandable. I did it. I couldn't even tell you what I said. I don't know what I said. I probably said I don't want to be here. Yeah, they're so mad they won't. Yeah. Don't give them the satisfaction. Yeah. Like, if you know what I mean, like, let it, like, just speak out on I would speak, if they need to speak to him directly, and do that, and do it like we showed you last night, right? With Jeffrey Dahmer and the sister of the brother, like, that he killed. She went off on him. She said, "This is what crazy is." And she's screaming at him, like, and I understand it. Every hair on my body was sticking up. So this video here is it goes over the book with James Patterson and Vicky Ward, and it's just talking about the book and what it details. And I thought it would be a good little video to watch, because I'm going to get the book and we're going to read it, I believe, on the channel. So that's something, look forward to at bedtime. I'll read to you, or during the day, you'll take a nap. And I love Michael Strahan. So we're going to watch this. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We do talk true crime every day on the channel. And right now we've been hitting the Idaho 4 case pretty freaking hard, because there's just things coming out and there's things to talk about, and it's interesting. And if you're into that, sub up. We do cover other cases too on the channel. So if you have any recommendations, put them in the comment section below and I'll look them up.
Case. It details what those closer to the victim believe may have been the motive. Kana Whitworth joins us with the story. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, Michael, good morning. So
I'm just going to say this. So the ABC, the Idaho Killings podcast, the one that we watched, it's on my playlist, not the Idaho Massacre, but the Idaho Killings. She was the voice of that. So they did a really good job. And she was also on the Prime Video.
Of next week's sentencing, James Patterson and Vicky Ward discussed their new book about the murders. It's based on hundreds of interviews surrounding this case. And in this book, they reveal new details and attempt to lift the veil of secrecy that has shrouded this case for more than 2 years. This morning, new revelations from those closest to Madison Mogen, Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin about what they believe was the motive behind Bryan Kohberger's brutal murders of the 4 University of Idaho students.
For people who have followed this story, we wanted to give them closure.
Best-selling author James Patterson and investigative reporter Vicky Ward teaming up for the new book, The Idaho 4, An American Tragedy, conducting over 300 interviews with people with ties to the case, including family and friends who believe Maddie was the target.
There was consensus that it was Maddie that Kohberger was going for, and the victims' families, I think, would all agree with that. Everything points to that.
Moscow police allege the culprit's cell phone records show his phone appears to have been close to the King Road house on at least 12 occasions between August and the night of the murders in November, almost always late at night. The book also describing what it calls a recurring nightmare of a close friend, Emily Allant, after the murders, saying she imagined that the now convicted murderer went to the restaurant where Maddie worked, expressed a romantic interest in her, and was rejected. He then retaliated.
I wonder if she knows something we don't know. I wonder if Maddie told her something before. Like, hey, I'm not saying this is true, but I'm just saying I'm not allowed. Never mind. He's convicted. But what if Maddie told her best for her really good friend, like, there's this guy that comes into the restaurant all the time. He's a great tipper, but man, like, he always flirts with me so much. Like, you know what I mean? Something like that, right? But maybe she didn't give a name, and maybe she's like, could that be the guy? I'm just saying.
Wrote about this recurring dream that Emily Allant was having, that in her dream, Bryan Kohberger met Maddie at the Mad Greek, where we know that she worked with Xana. Tell me a little bit about how she explained that dream to you and how you put it into writing.
When they are told that the guy who murdered their friends is this guy, Bryan Kohberger, they don't recognize his photo.
Right, a total stranger.
They can't put it together. That's when Emily said the only explanation that she and Hunter could come up with is the story that, we tell as the story of her dream, that Bryan Kohberger targeted Maddie, and that, she doesn't know the exact details, but that's her best guess.
Lead prosecutor Bill Thompson says Maddie was the first person the culprit killed. The knife sheath with his DNA found under her body.
Kohberger, the criminologist, had.
And just think, like, I don't know if you can hear that outside. They're doing yard work, but just think that night. Remember her that night? I wish I could pull up I wish I had the food truck video like up and ready. But she was literally having the time of her life, right? Like she had not a care in the world. You see her going through the people, like not saying, like she's not like, excuse me. She's just been drinking. She's 21. She's cute. She's just being a girl, right? And she's just like walking through the crowd, and I don't know, just. It's so sad. It's so sad just to think about, like, they had no freaking clue what was going to happen within just hours.
Such training for this, and he almost committed the perfect crime. Had he not left the knife sheath, he probably wouldn't have got caught.
He probably wouldn't have. 7 weeks, he hid in plain sight one of the only sources of real information, a surviving roommate who told friends what she saw.
It's really through Emily that we learned what sort of Dylan had gone through. And it sounded so surreal to them all, because she said he had a black mask and he looked like he was carrying a black vacuum. And they're sitting there thinking, who could this be? And what on earth has happened?
Just weeks ago, Kohberger taking a plea deal, admitting he killed the 4 friends. Patterson and Ward now hoping to give readers a true sense of who they were and all of their promise.
You will meet Ethan and Kaylee and Maddie and Xana. You will meet them and you will feel them as human beings.
I spoke to Stacy Chapin, Ethan's mom, and she did say, which was wonderful to hear, that she's so glad that this book exists because it means that they're not forgotten. It is a tribute to them and their lives.
And it is so important to remember how they lived their lives. The Idaho 4, An American Tragedy, is out now.
I'm muted. That's where I thought they met too, Catherine, is what I was saying. And I said something to Ashley too. What the heck did I say to Ashley? I didn't realize I was muted. I said something. Maybe let me see what your comment was. Hey, Nicole. I want to be locked in a room with him, Chris said. Yeah. I'm not really scared of him. I don't do interviews. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? You see me. I'm not an interviewer. I'm not no Diane Soya over here. But if I could interview him, I would take that. I would be like, yeah, for sure. I would fly out there in a heartbeat. And I'd be like, why? Thanks, guys. Everyone's like muted. Can you hear my dog snoring? Oh my God, look at her. Hold on. You gotta look at this. I don't know if you'll be able to see her. I wish I could zoom you in. I wish I could zoom you in. I'm about to take a picture of this. Okay, let me see. I hope she doesn't wake up. I feel like I'm pulling a prank on her. Oh, I need to clean that chair. When it's dark in here, you can't really see it, but she gets her hair on it. Oh, and she's not supposed to shed. I don't get that. And the brown dog likes to rub up against stuff. Like, I'm like, what are you doing, girl? Getting your cuties everywhere. Oh, this chair definitely needs touched up. I'm going to be doing that today. But there, look at her. Look at this dog. She passed out. She is passed out cold. She is snoring like I've never heard before. She's just so comfortable. Like I'm her protection. I know that. Like I know that She usually has to touch me when she sleeps, like every single night. She's heavy. She's like 80, 90 pounds. It's like cuddling with someone. I'm not a cuddler. I've never been a cuddler. I don't normally cuddle. But she'll come up in the pillows. Vincent will be down in the bed. She'll be around him to me, like to touch me. It's so crazy. It's so funny. You can't hear him. I think it's the mic. I think I have a good mic. I think Vincent has it set up to where like it doesn't do like it cancels the sound out around me. I'm glad you guys couldn't hear the mowers. I that's one sound I can't take. Like I'm like sensitive to sounds. Mowing. Dale keeps climbing in Delilah's lap while I'm driving, and she's laughing so hard. Oh, and I meant to write you back. I need to text you back. Let me write that down. This paper is like, it's crazy. Look at this. I've just been writing on the back of this paper. I have like notebooks. I don't know why I don't use them, but I just didn't want to bend down and grab it out of the basket. Oh, I'm not muted. I don't think, am I? No, I'm not muted. I turn my little camera off because the bubble lets me know. Oh, thanks, Crystal. I love my dogs. I love talking about them. And if anyone ever wants to come and babysit, you're more than welcome. Oh, thanks, Otto. Did you look at the store? I got some really good lotions and stuff in there. The one that's like purple is really good. It's really good. I should actually try them again. I haven't tried them in a while. And I do like reviews. I should do a review on my own product. Mia is beautiful. She is Ladybug. People actually like slow their car down when I'm walking her, and they'll slow their car down to look at her because she's just so different. She's not like, you know, like no offense to my O'Reilly. I love her. She's my baby. Really, she really is. But Araya kind of looks like just like a normal regular dog, you know, mixed breed dog. But then you got Mia, and she's just as big as can be. And I'm not muted. Oh, am I muted? No, I'm not muted. I'm like, oh, the ones listed on the live. Okay, so those products are the products that I use every day. I'm going to put more on there because I have like a cart over here full of stuff. I could put like my toner on there, I guess. Because I use alcohol free. I guess that could help people with prosthetics. Oh my gosh. So let me tell you something that happened before I jump off of here. So someone wrote on a comment. I should pull it up. I'm going to start doing like comment, like when people give me bad comments, I'm just going to start putting them on here. Like we're going to do a whole live about it. I don't get that many, so it'll take me a while to like collect them. But like some of them are pretty funny, and I reply back to them, and I'm smart. I'm a smart ass. But some of them are really mean, and I'm just like, dang, what did I do to hurt your feelings? Let me see if I can find. It might have been under this one. And of course, this video has 19,000 views. So let's see. How many comments are we working with here? It would have been like, oh, it's not showing all of them. I hate when it does that. But he was like something about like my eye or something. I don't know. And it was like just really, really mean. It was super freaking mean. It might not have been that video, but it was super like just, I was just like, dang, you know? And I'm like, and they were like, they both don't blink. Do my eyes not blink at the same time? I can't look at you know what I mean? I can't do that. I think they do. I don't think I got a blinking problem. I will tell you though, one time when I first got my prosthetic, I guess my eye was open when I was sleeping. Scared the shit out of my mom. I mean, that's probably pretty scary. I felt her do this, but I didn't know what she was doing. I thought she was just rubbing my face. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, my baby's okay. Cause like literally I was broken, like everywhere. Everything was broken. And what she was doing, she's like, the next day, she's like, no, I was closing your eyes. She said that thing was open. But Vincent's never seen it open before. And they tell me that it closes all the way. But I'll have another surgery if I need to. If I'm not fine, if I'm looking funny, you let me know and I'll go under the knife. It's nothing. All I do is call the doctor, ophthalmologist, say, hello, Dr. Cho, or I don't really go to Dr. Cho now, but I just say, hey, I need to have a surgery. And my doctor will say, okay, what do you want to do? Upper eyelid lift, lower eyelid lift. Do we need to put some packing in there? Do we need to do like another skin graft? Do we need to do take some tissue out of the side of you again like they did? They busted open the side of my hip, took some fat out of there and put it in my face. That's all he would be like, what do you want me to do? Like I do love my doctors. My surgeon team is awesome. But I think I look fine. I'm really happy with the way that I look for 39 years old. I think I look younger than 39. I'm gonna go on a ledge and say that. I'm gonna say I look like I'm like 35 years old. Yep. Thanks, Ladybug. Thanks, guys. I just couldn't believe that comment. I was like, that's a mean comment to leave. Damn. It really didn't get to me though. It just kind of made me like go, girl, oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? Like those comments don't really bother me as much as like 10 years ago they would, right? 10 years ago, it would have been soul crushing. It would have been soul crushing. But I wasn't as confident as I am now. You know what I mean? I think it's because I have a good man. I have a good like little family, you know, with my dogs, my cat. I'm living the best life I could be living. Like I literally am. I'm living my best life. Trying to anyway. So people are assholes. I'm just like, oh my God. I had another one that was even meaner today. Like, I mean, just some people will like cuss at you. I'm just like, what are you cussing at me for? I'm like, ma'am. I'll say something like that, you know, and I'll be nice, but I'll be like mean at the same time. I'll be like, ma'am, you need to calm down and go outside and touch grass. And then come back in when you're not feeling so like hot. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the compliments. I do. And you guys didn't need to do that. I just wanted to tell you that story because I was just like, oh my gosh. And you guys are like my peoples. You know, so, and I don't even know if some of you guys don't even know. I probably know that I have a prosthetic eye. I have 2 more actually. I could freak someone out, I guess. I got 2 more in the bathroom here in the medicine cabinet. They're in little bottles with some saline solution so they don't dry out. That's how long I've had a prosthetic. I've gotten 3. So wasn't it, Kenna? I know. I was just like, man, people are heartless. I guess somebody was coming over here to start shit with me last night and I didn't know it. I need to get a hold of Ishi today. She knew. She spotted it. Did you guys at the end of the live last night? Remember I was telling you a story? What was it? About the kids in the pool out here. And did you see the lady that came in and she tried to make it like a race thing? And I was like, they're white kids. What are you talking about? She was like, were they black or something like that? And I was like, what? I was like, no, they're white. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I never said that. It was just weird. Like, I guess it was a troll trying to get me like started, but I'm like, you're crazy. Thanks, Ivy. I appreciate it. Guys. Thanks, Soupsy. You guys are all awesome and beautiful too. Thanks, Chris. I ain't really doing nothing. If you go back on my videos from like when my first videos, when I sat in this chair that I need to take the chomp to today. So she is a troll, but she's a troll for a certain channel, I guess. And so I'm like, oh, crazy. Trying to get me upset. You don't want to get me upset. No, like really don't get me upset. Don't go there. I'll call you. That's what I do. I will seriously, if I have your phone number, I'll call you. I am known to call people on a live. I am known to call. I've called 2 people. I've called Summer Watson. She was my ex-mod. Turned out to be just a bad seed. That's all that you could say. She's actually with BJ's friend again. They have falling out and now they're friends again. She changed her name to Legally Blonde. And then I also And me and her actually, like, we worked through it after she like tried to cuss at me the first call. And then I called her back because she hung up on me. But BJ, I'm still waiting on a phone call back. I left a voicemail for you about a year ago or 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, and you never called me back. So if I have your phone number, I'm gonna call you. I am, because we're adults, like, right? Like, I don't know, if you like have a problem with someone, call me up. I got a Google number you can call. I'll give you the number. I know, Chris. He said, if you're happy, you're winning. Trust me. And yeah. Because a lot of the people on the YouTube streets right now are not happy with life. And it shows, you know, it shows. I'm happy though. I mean, like, I'm going to go to the pool. Like, it's 4:54. I'm going to go lay by the pool for a little bit. I'm going to eat my Chipotle that's going to be here in about 2 seconds. Because my boo thing's going to be home. And we're going to eat. And then I'm going to go to the pool. I'm going to spend some time with him. So, right, Kenna? Yeah. She's not not at all. It was crazy. I'm just like, what? Don't start stuff with me. I'm like, did you guys see the, I don't know if I showed them to you. If you go over to Angela's Clips and Giggles channel, back in September, I was the first one that she went after. Before Clue, before Jay, before Granny, before any of them. Nonsense, all of them. She tried to come after me. It didn't work because I don't respond to stupidity. I don't respond to that. I didn't watch the live she did on me. I didn't care. I didn't respond. You know what happened? She went along, like, away for the most part. Like, you know what I mean? She went away. And now, thank God, because, you know, I don't like drama. That's just too much. That's just too much for me to deal with. I don't have drama in my real life. I'm not going to have drama on the internet. Like, that's crazy. But yes, she tried to come after me in September. So then there was actually just about a few weeks ago, there was screenshots posted that from her mod. A mod posted screenshots of her saying, Shady's going after Shady, Chronicles of the Shady. She's shady. She said Shady's going to go after Titanium. I can't wait. Blah, blah, blah. There was, multiple messages. Titanium. I go after her. And I didn't. I quit watching them all, Daphne, because they're all, in my opinion, the same. I'm sorry to say it. That's my opinion. They're like, you did this to me 3 years ago. Tomorrow is going to be a great live. Okay, if you're not subscribed, I'm going to put my second channel up in this. I'm going to put it in here because we might even do this tonight. You just make sure you go over, subscribe, and hit that bell icon because I don't know when I'm going to do it. I might do it tonight. I might get worked up. You never know. I usually just get worked up and tell Vincent and let him hear it. Watch it from the ICU. Mi amore, what's happening? Are you okay? Well, you're not okay. You're in the ICU. So, oh my gosh. Look at that second channel. Second channel just came up. Me and Nightbot are on the same thing. Oh, I hope you're getting better. I was in the ICU and I don't really remember a whole lot. I remember some of it, but it wasn't fun. Actually, it wasn't bad because I was on, the drugs that they give you. They gave me Dilaudid or something. Gray, he's just not happy. What happened? Is he not getting his money? They have trolls for channels now, yeah. Oh, hey, Pet Mom. I didn't see you come in. Welcome in. That's just my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Did you hear Tanya said that Smiley said the haters aren't so bad and stuff the hater said and the more true than she thought? Smiley's crazy. He isn't happy. I don't watch him. I can't. I'm sorry. I just, that cap he wears, he looks so much better without it. Just tell him to take it off. Must smell like people, I don't know, creators that wear hats like on their channel for every video, they wear the same hat. It just like, do you want to smell that? Do they wash it? I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm OCD. I'm weird. It's like a hotel when you're here. If you wear something on Monday, it's going to be folded in your closet or in your drawer by Wednesday morning. It's just how it is around here. If anyone wants to come and ever stay, just let me know. I'll do a bed and breakfast or something. Mia Mori coming in from the freaking ICU saying he irks my behind. What? He told me he doesn't like it when I'm there, that I should go to Reddit. So I did. What? I mean, like, you probably sent him a super chat or something too, and that's when he did it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. It's just one of those things I'll never get. Like, I'm one of those people as a creator of the views. Like, when I see my views going up, that's like a natural high for me. I love that so very much. When I get like likes on my video and I see there's a bunch of likes, that is like awesome. It's like almost like gambling. Like, when you win the lottery, like, or you win like, the slot machine. So I never won the lottery, but I've won a little slot machine. It's kind of like that feeling that you get. Super chats, super thanks on pre-recorded videos, all of those things, PayPal, Venmo, especially, that's all just like extra stuff. And the goals are just like extra. And when people do that, it's amazing. But at the same time, if you're here viewing, you're here liking the video, you're sharing my videos, I am so cool with that, right? Like, I'm cool as a cucumber. It's just people, when they sit there and they're like, give me money, they need to go to a different genre. That's not true crime. Like, nobody should be grifting for money and talking about true crime. Nobody ever. And I'm not talking about BJ, I'm talking about everybody. He called you stupid too? Yeah, you guys are, you are smart. You're in my chat. You're smart. He told me to go levitate some elephants. Oh my gosh. He took it wrong. Yes. I think a lot of creators do that, especially if they're always getting like trolled. Like Brittany does that. She's like, every comment that's just a little off because she's not very good at reading them, she'll freak out. You're a troll. Trolls. I don't like that word, trolls. We need to think of a different word for that. But if you guys don't mind, go over, subscribe to my second channel. Let me put it back in the chat again. It's called Unfiltered with Tanya. It's a little more of the unfiltered side of myself. I'm going to go live either tonight over there or tomorrow during the day. But I have my thumbnail made. It's pretty funny, actually. Let me see if I can pull it up and show it to you guys. I think I might have it on my thing, but there it is. The grift is real. 10K with the money bag. So I thought it was pretty funny. So we will talk about just in general. It's just going to be like I want to be biased when I talk about things. I don't want to be like, talking about one person, because that's not me. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting someone's live up and reviewing it. I ain't doing any of that. It's just going to be more of us talking. I'm going to actually be sitting back here on this chair. So she has her tongue out now. Oh my God. She's got her tongue out. She's so funny. I'm going to sit back there. I'm going to chomp that thing and sit back there. So I'm excited. Thank you, Toys R Us Kid. I'm almost to like 2,500 or something. I'm like really, really close over there. I should go check. I'm on my page actually. So we'll go to the YouTube. Oh, I did get it. 2,502. Look at that. 2,500. We made 2,500 subscribers over there. Yeah, 10K a month is ridiculous. When I saw that, I flipped. I flipped out. I'm so glad that like people have their chat on like, the setting they do. Okay. Oh, but I'm going to jump off here because Vincent's home. But thank you guys for joining me today. I will see you guys in the next live. I might be on tonight, so make sure you have your alerts on, and I will see you guys all later. Have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how.